Alright folks, I'm gonna do a knife grinding video today. I tried to do this the other day and it cut me off pretty much 3/4 of the way through the video, and only the last few minutes got saved, so I had to delete it. So now I get a chance to come back and do it again. I'm going to grind a bevel on this and show you the technique that I use. May be helpful to you, may not be. A lot of new guys starting out ask for tips about how to go about making a nice even bevel, and this is one of the tips I got from the guy I get my materials from. Old veteran knife maker, really sharp guy, makes beautiful knives, and just a few minutes of instruction on how to grind this way, and it made my knives 100% better. This is one that I just got done with this side. I kind of ate into the bottom of it, but it's going to be taken out and sharpening, so it doesn't really matter. I'll go through this. Here you'll see the in-between steps from start to halfway through. It's all uneven, looks horrible, but that's me just taking material out of the middle of the blade to get to this. So with that being said, we'll fire this up, run a few passes, and I'll explain what I'm doing. Alright, first pass knocks your edge off. It's the base of where you're going to start at. So, on these blanks, anytime you grind a knife, let's see if it'll focus, that center line, scribe the center of your width of your edge. And then that first pass and the next few will be to get the material to that line, or however far away from it you want to be, 20, 30 thousandths, 40 thousandths, however thick you want to leave your edge before heat treat. But scribe your center line, and the way I grind my table is 90 degrees to my plating. Nothing, no goofy angles. Don't use a jig, which you saw me using the block, and I'll explain that. This is one of my push blocks. There is another around here. There it is. These are the push blocks I use for the way I grind. Every one of these angles is a different size knife. You can see this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4 angles cut on it. So this one will do 4 different size knives. This one, I really only use it for this size of knife, like that. The idea here is that angle, plus which the corner's been taken off of this from grinding various knives. Inevitably you are going to push it into the belt. But the idea behind this is when you first make these blocks and they're where you want them, this angle on the bottom of here with that flat edge will hold your knife to the angle you want it. Now there's apps and formulas to calculate exactly what angle you want to use. I don't worry about that. Nobody's really going to ask you, hey, what angle are your knives beveled to? It's just not, it doesn't come up in conversation. Hasn't for me in the last couple of years anyway. So as long as you get to the point where you want to be on the blade, which you can take and you can even take and mark out where you want your bevel to stop. As long as you stop where you want to stop and both sides match, that's really all there is to it. So I'll show you a few more passes on, on getting that where you want it. And each pass I make brings me closer to that center line. Over here where the camera can see it. Once you get, the acceptable amount you want away from that center line, which is usually 10, 20 thousandths. Eyeball it, less than a 30-second. Then you'll come over here and start working this bevel back. So what I do, in this shop, do it however you want. Find your own way. Make this process yours. Do what's comfortable to you. There's no, to a certain extent, there's no wrong way to do this. It's just whichever way works for you. You see there, now there's two different bevels on there. And what I did was knock the high spot off of right below this bevel. And the next pass or two will turn this into, one solid bevel. What I'm doing with the push block is keeping pressure on the blade. All this hand does is push in. This hand pulls out and rocks out to get the taper. So there you see you're connecting that bevel to where you want your bevel at overall. This blank is a weird one to look at because that knife will not look like that when it's done. That knife is this. This is my pattern for the ringed harpoon fighter. It is just easier to grind this way. After you get your bevel set, you know, you can see the little lines I've got on here. After you get your bevel set, you go through and you'll cut off the tip and swedge, and then you cut out your thumb groove. If not, you get a problem where it's rocking around on the tool rest. I'm gonna find one of these I've got cut out. Apparently I don't have one. Yeah, I've got the BG42 stainless blade. I've gotten into working on stainless now. But for all intents and purposes, that's the same blade. These are a little bit shorter than the standard handle ones. But when you go to grinding on these, if you go ahead and cut the entire profile out, you get a rocking problem when you're trying to do your bevel, and it's just not, it doesn't make bevels as nice. You have to be more careful with it. So to make a knife like that, do all your cutouts afterwards. So that's pretty much it. You know, push blocks and straight pull, and then just stop your angle where you want it. The good thing about the push block is once you set your angle at the start to your center line, the more you work it down, this block will just suck it up into place, and you won't have to worry about trying to twist and turn and keep it at a certain angle. As soon as you put the block to it, it just falls in place. You know, then you just straight pull, you know, straight pull, rock it out for the taper, and that's pretty much it. Nice fluid motion. It'll get you a bevel right every time. Like I'm very thankful to my friend that showed me that, because before I was trying to freehand, or I was trying to do it by fingers and burning my fingers, and you know, all the mistakes that new guys make, and I've made them too. And I'm still a new guy. I've only been making knives about 9 months. But it's just because you've been making knives a short amount of time doesn't mean you can't be good at it. You just learn everything you possibly can, listen to everybody, take what you need, leave what you don't, and if you get a chance to help somebody else, by all means help them out. I'm not going to bevel the other side of this because I don't want to make a 4-hour long video. But yeah, it's quick, it's easy. You know, as long as you're doing a flat spine knife or whatever, it pretty much works on all my patterns. I've got about 30 different ones, different blade shapes. This is going to be a drop point hunter in 3V, CPM 3V. And dropped it. Same way with this blade. You notice the top up here looks undone. That is, I'll show you a good example here. I will bandsaw out. Bandsaw, I'll probably grind this one. There's not a whole lot of meat there, but after the bevel's set on both sides, I'll bandsaw or grind that corner off. Same reasoning, it's easier to pull that straight without having to worry about that rock at the end. But yeah, that is the quick, easy way to make bevels. Same way with this one. You know, the spine was intact when I ground it, and then after I got the bevels done, then I went back and marked out my spine and cut it. This is a ring Persian fighter with a day misser upper on the ring, going to a friend of mine in Georgia in the Army. It's going to be one of his carry knives. Mean little sucker. On down to same way with the bowies. Leave that intact. Cut it out afterwards. This one's an order that I need to get working on. Yeah, like that. But that's just what I do. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. If you like the video, give it a like, put some comments on it, subscribe to the channel. Go to Maverick Customs Knife and Tool on Facebook or Maverick Customs on Instagram. I'm going to be bringing more of these videos out as time progresses. Like I said, I had this video done a few days ago, and for some reason it only posted a few minutes of it, so I deleted it. Figured I'd come back at it today and show you guys my easy way of doing things. So yeah, like, subscribe, share, post it all over the place. If you like what you see, go to the page. You want to make an order, go to my page. I'm currently taking orders all the time. This is what I do full-time now, so see something you like, let me know. Drop a comment, tell me if there's something you want to see or something I've left out that you'd like explained. I'm here to help you all. Y'all have a good day.